Thank you for joining me for practice. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel, share it with family and friends, and in the description is a link to my Patreon account if you'd like to offer a donation. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Today we're going to start on our backs, and it's helpful to have a bolster, or if you have a rolled up mat or blanket that you can use, we'll put that underneath us, and having a strap nearby will be helpful today too. Coming onto your back, you're going to have the bolster right up against the sit bones, but not sitting on it. And you can have your legs in a cross-legged position, or if it's comfortable for you, you can bring the soles of your feet together with your knees out wide. If that creates any discomfort, you're welcome to put blocks underneath your knees to provide a little extra support. We're going to begin with the arms out wide, palms face up, and just let the spine settle into the bolster. Take a few moments here to find your breath. Checking in with the body and the mind. And as you begin to let go, start to watch the rise and fall of your abdomen. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, contraction. Make the breath smooth, and we'll make the breath even. You don't have to count it, you can feel it if you'd like, but just finding a steady rhythm. If it's helpful to you, add in the ujjayi sound, ocean wave, or whisper type sound to the breath, so that's easier to hear the length. This technique also controls the breath, allowing us to really monitor and lengthen the inhalation and exhalation. Good, and after a few rounds of belly breathing, we're going to change the pattern of breath. Breathe in through the chest first, then the rib cage, then the belly. And on the exhalation, navel draws in and up, rib cage draws closer together, and the chest softens. So full, complete diaphragmatic breaths here. As you trace the breath in through the nostrils, you'll see it naturally fills the collarbones, the chest, the rib cage, the diaphragm, expanding the belly. And then exhale, navel draws in and up, diaphragm lifts, rib cage draws closer together, chest softens, and breath leaves the nostrils. As we bring in a breath that has that full depth, you may find that the length may change. One more here, just establishing yourself in a steady, comfortable rhythm. And on your last breath, count the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale, and just get a sense of where you're at. We'll bring our hands together in front of our heart. Let our thumbs touch your sternums, bow our heads to our hands so it's tucking your chin in a little bit more deeply, lengthening the back of the neck. And we'll just set the intention for the practice today. We're going to work on this upper body. So really opening shoulders, upper back, front of the chest, and finding some reliefs from the stresses that we carry in our lives. So that idea that the weight of the world is on their shoulders, this applies to many people. And we'll free some of that up in our bodies today. So let's start the practice with a chant of Om 3 times. Take a deep inhale in. And a long exhale out. And just aligning with that creative vibration. Another deep inhale in. Good. Bring your arms down by your side, palms facing down. And if your chin feels like it's really jutting up in the air, make sure you take a blanket and place it under your head so that the chin is more in alignment with the sternum. But on your next inhalation, take the arms up and over the head. Palms will face up, extending the arms, creating length along the side bodies, reaching out through the waist. And then exhale and slowly lower the arms down, matching the length of the movement to the length of the breath. Good. Inhale up again, arms reach over the head. Really think of extending like a good morning stretch. Fingertips reach far away from the sit bones, and then exhale and slowly lower the arms down at the same rate as the breath. Good. Now return to the count you ended with at the beginning of the practice here. So inhale up for whatever that comfortable count was. Maybe say it's a count of 5, and then exhale down for 5. And then we're going to grow that breath, so inhale up for 6, or 1 count longer than you started. And then exhale down for 6, or 1 count longer than you started. Good. Grow the breath by another count. And as you're inhaling, think of finding more room, not only in the breath, but really in the body to create the space for that breath. And exhale, match the length to the inhale. And we're going to continue in this way. So each breath, you're going to grow it by 1 more count. And of course, we're going to reach our capacity at some point. So whenever you get to the maximum breath that you can breathe in, you'll just remain there. So the arm is actually going to begin to move slower as the breath lengthens. Really concentrate on abdomen, pulling in and up on exhalation. A few more rounds here. As you inhale, really feeling that you're creating all this space in the torso, freeing up some of the density, some of the stagnation there. And as you maintain that space and length and draw the navel in and up, I feel a little more compression there in those internal organs, just stimulating them. 2 more, please. You may even be slightly surprised at how long your breath can go when you're intentionally moving in a calm and relaxed manner with focus in the mind. Exhale, bend your elbows out wide, and now pull the elbows down toward your rib cage. So you're making goalpost arms, but continuing to take those elbows in as far as you can, stretching the chest muscles, front of the shoulder. Inhale, slide the hands across the floor, taking them back over the head. And then exhale again, we're gonna bend. So sometimes I call these scarecrow arms. You just wanna really pull the elbows in toward your rib cage, feeling that nice stretch in the anterior delt. Inhale, reach overhead, continue to lengthen the torso. Exhale, squeeze. So all the tension from poor posture that builds up there in the front of the chest, from rounding the shoulders. This is a phenomenal practice for relieving some of that. Now maintaining that even inhale, even exhale, whatever your length is. It might be a little longer than when you started because of the work that we did a few moments ago. It's something that's consistent. One more here. Very nice. And now we'll just roll over onto our right side into fetal off the bolster. Just take a moment to let your spine settle. So for many of us that tend to have a rounded upper back, we want to be gentle with our bodies here, that taking our curve in a reverse position is just a little bit of a change that we need to adjust to. Using one hand, push the bolster out of the way, return onto your back. All right, so feet flat, knees bent, arms down by your side. We're going to keep the arms by the side for a moment. Roll up through the spine one vertebrae at a time. So activating those muscles of the back now. Still moving into that same arms down by your side, feet flat, knees bent. Keep the feet parallel. Press into the feet. Inhale, rolling up into bridge pose. And exhale and slowly roll down, and really think of lengthening your tailbone towards your heels as you come down. Good. Now this time, inhale, reach the right arm up and over the head as you roll up through your spine. Keep the top arm over the head as you exhale and slowly lengthen down again, and really feel that stretch along the right side body. Good. Inhale, roll up again. And now exhale, arm and spine come down at the same rate, lengthening the tailbone. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over the head, rolling up through the spine. Now keep the arm over the head, and as you bring the spine down, navel in, lengthen the tailbone towards the heels and feel that stretch along the left side. Inhale, roll up again. And then exhale, arm and spine come down at the same rate. Good. Now both arms reach up. Spine lifts. Keep the arms over the head. Exhale. Use your navel contracting to lengthen back down towards the floor. Feel the stretch along both sides. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, arms and spine are going to come down at the same rate. So we're just going to do one more complete round, starting at the beginning with the arms by your side. Inhale, roll up through the spine. Leave the arms down. Exhale, lengthen. Use the contraction at the navel to find support. Inhale the right arm up. Leave it over the head as you exhale and roll down. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, arm and spine come down at the same rate. And then other side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale down, lengthen. Feel that stretch along the left side. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, arm and spine come down with the breath. And then last one, both arms, inhale. Exhale, just the spine lengthens down towards the floor. Get that nice stretch, even maybe in the upper back, feeling some space there. Inhale, roll up. And arms come down as the spine comes down. And then when you get to the bottom, there's no rush. Take your knees into your chest and just rock a little bit from side to side on the spine. Just a little bit of lengthening there for the lower back. Holding on to the knees. We're going to grab onto the shin bones right there below the knee. And as you inhale, push your right knee away and turn your left cheek into the mat, feeling a stretch along that right top of the shoulder, upper trapezius and scalenes. And then pull the knee in, press the left knee away, turn the cheek to the right, pulling right knee into the chest, and really feel that stretch along the neck. And keep going, inhaling, exhaling. So again, this whole area tends to get tight with So many of the things that we do these days, particularly sitting at desks, computers, driving. So keep moving mindfully, send the breath in there. If you find a spot that feels really good, take a moment or two just to linger there and really enjoy it. Good. One more. Last round, the chin will turn to the right. And then come back to neutral. Bring our hands underneath the knees and roll up into a seated position. So just Sukhasana, legs crossed, easy pose. You can move the flesh from the sit bones. Inhale, reach the arms up. And now exhale, forward fold through the legs and feel some of that length and space. You can get a little bit of a stretch there for the lower back, upper back, head and neck is long. Breathe that same pattern all the way down into the kidneys. And exhale, remember to contract and pull the abdomen in and up under the rib cage as you begin the exhale, pressing the breath all the way up and out through the nostrils. 2 more. So walk the hands over to the right, plant the right hand down just outside the shoulder, and then inhale, lift the left arm up and over the head for the lateral stretch, and let the right ear come down towards the right shoulder. Now we're going to keep the head heavy here. Inhale, lift the left arm up, and reach those fingers away. And when you get to about halfway, turn the palm down, and imagine someone's pulling your fingers away from you. Feel that beautiful stretch along the top of the shoulder, up into the neck. Keep breathing into any areas of tension. Sometimes there's that referred pain. You can find another area of sensation that maybe isn't even related to the shoulder. Sometimes in the hip or the navel or the spine. Keep breathing into that sensation. And now we're going to let those left fingertips come towards the floor. Lift the torso up, but keep the head heavy. And then the right hand, the hand that was on the floor, is going to reach around and grab onto your left jaw. And then just let the left shoulder grow heavy. The weight of the arm is enough to stretch the neck. You don't want to put any extra pressure there, just a little bit of a gentle stretch. Remember, the muscle fibers of the neck are small. You want to take extra care with them. The key here is to really lengthen the left shoulder down. And then, again, without using any of that, the fibers of the neck, just take your fingers to the temple and push the head back to neutral, taking your time. If we have a lot of tension there, it can be very deep. And just breathe for a moment, eyes closed or open. Good. Well, inhale, reach the arms up again. You might find that left side feels a little longer than the right. Exhale, forward fold. And then walk to the left, square to that left thigh, take the left hand down, and now sweep the right arm up and over the head, coming into that full lateral stretch. And left ear is going to sink towards the left shoulder now. And when you get heavy through the head and neck, reach the right arm up and bring it down to about shoulder distance. Palm's going to face down, fingers are going to reach away. And again, imagine someone pulling those fingers, lengthening the top of the shoulder, the trapezius. Depending on your level of tension, the sensation might be very strong, so keep your breath deep. Remember, even inhale, even exhale, and the pattern of chest, ribs, belly on inhale, belly, ribs, chest on exhale. You might find a little lower, a little higher feels good. So just kind of play in that spot. 2 more. Now again, we're going to keep the head heavy. Reach the fingers And slowly come back up. The hand that was on the floor is going to come around, grabbing onto the right jaw. And now really soften the right shoulder away from the ear. And you might find imbalances between the right side and the left. It's pretty normal. Again, remember, no extra pressure here. Just the arm is enough. Maybe we can feel some of those fibers releasing their chronic tension. And again, without activating them, we're just going to bring our hand to the temple and gently push the head to neutral. Take a moment to adjust and feel the spine. Find your breath. Okay, we're going to come into tabletop position. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet press firmly into the earth. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. And exhale, take the navel towards the spine, round the back, take the sit bones to the heels, child's pose. Inhale, come up. Heart lift, sit bones lift. And exhale, navel to the spine, empty out, round the back, sit bones to the heels, child's pose. Good, inhale, come up. Just finding some movement and mobility there in the spine. Exhale, navel in. Slowly come down. Onto our elbows, wrap our hands around the middle part of the arms and either interlace your fingers and press your forearms down or spread your palms wide with your forearms parallel, moving into dolphin variation of down dog. So tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up and back. And in this forearm down dog, I really like this posture, specifically when doing shoulder work, because the shoulders are very stable here. You don't have to worry about the extension in the arms and as much of that contraction of the triceps against the upper arm bones. The position of the arms really does that for you. So here you can bend one knee, press the other heel down, feel some length in the back of the legs. And then switch. All the while noticing how the heart is very open here and we've really reduced that thoracic curve. Go back and forth a few times through the legs until they feel open. Navel hugs in and up on exhalation. And then find dolphin static, toes in slightly, heels out. Roll your inner thighs in and back and allow the sit bones to spread. Head and neck really just hangs here. And there's space in the shoulders. You're not dropping into the joints, but you're pushing into those forearms. And yet at the same time, the heart is remaining open. Getting a lot of room there. So send your breath into the back of the heart while we have the space and feed it with some oxygen and fresh prana. Good, one more here. Then lower your knees to the floor, take your sit bones to your heels, and then just come into embryo. It's nice just to give a little bit of a rest there after all that work. Feel the shoulders grow heavy, really sink them towards the floor. Give in. And then we'll find tabletop position again and come into that thread the needle pose. So inhale, we'll lift the left arm up in the air, rotate the navel briefly to the left, and then thread that arm through the hole and roll the arm underneath you so that the shoulder blade is tucked. Right hand presses into the earth, push the floor away from you. That right elbow is at a 90-degree angle. And now you're really going to feel that shoulder blade draw under the more you press into the earth. Now in the knees and feet, you want to try to maintain as much stability as possible so it helps to draw the abdomen in and up. And then make sure you soften your left cheek down into the mat. We have a tendency to always grip through that neck, so get relaxed there and then concentrate the twist a little bit more in the abdomen as well as the shoulder opening. 2 more breaths. And when pressing into your right hand, lift the left arm up in the air. Again, rotate briefly to the left. And then find your tabletop position and take a moment just to feel. Right arm now, he's going to reach up in the air, rotating the navel to the right, and then thread that arm through the hole and come into this thread the needle pose on the other side. Left hand at a 90-degree angle now, push the floor away from you, and get that shoulder blade to tuck under just a little bit more. Level out the hips and feet and knees, and then relax your cheek down into the mat. Concentrate the twist in the abdomen. Body weight's doing the stretching for you, so you just have to breathe right into those sensitive areas. One more here. And then again, we'll press into the left hand and then take the right arm up in the air and just feel that twist. And tabletop position. Now, having your knees and hips in alignment, walk your hands forward and we'll come into what's called puppy pose. You can tuck your toes if you prefer, but forehead comes into the mat. This is almost like doing a half downward facing dog. So I really like this posture because you get a lot of space in the upper back, similar to how you get in dolphin pose or that forearm down dog. Now really make sure that as you're in the position, you're contracting your abdomen deeply in and up, and then just let, again, gravity do a little bit of the work there on the upper back. Keep pressing into the palms. Legs are firm. Deep breathing. One more here. Good, and then slightly lift your torso, walk your hands back in. We'll lift the heart, lift the sit bones, and exhale, tuck the toes for downward facing dog. And now just feel all the space in your down dog here. How wonderful it is to have some warmth and mobility there in the shoulders. What a difference it makes. And then rise onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, and step forward to your fingertips. And either bring your hands onto your shins or hook the index middle thumb around your big toe. You're going to inhale. Pull your chest away from your thighs, straighten arms, straighten spine, and really activate now those shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, empty the belly, draw the navel deeply in and up. Bend the elbows out wide if you have the flexibility. Again, inhale, pull forward. You're either holding onto the bind or you're sliding your hands up your shins, but we really want to get to that flat back position. Exhale, bend knees, bend elbows, or slide back down the legs. Good. 3 more with your breath, please. Inhaling and exhaling. Of course, you can keep a micro bend in the knee the whole time if you need it. Good. Now on the last one, you're going to come into the forward fold, sweep your hands behind you, keep that micro bend if you need it, and then take the knuckles up and away, and now stretch out your shoulders. I like to do this flossing of the shoulder blades, so take the knuckles near your sacrum, and then back over the head, and just go back and forth a few times, opening up, moving through those muscle fibers. Neck stays long, shoulders stay away from the ears. And then you can maintain it if you'd like, letting those knuckles reach over the head. In your feet, make sure the body weight's forward slightly in the balls of the feet, because what we're really aiming for is mid-foot, and we have a tendency to sink in the heels. Now, if you've got a little more flexibility, you can start to straighten the legs, but it's not necessary. We want the head and neck to remain heavy and relaxed, like traction for the spine. Same pattern of breath. Hollow out the belly on exhalation. And then keeping the bind with the fingers, you're going to bend your knees, pull your knuckles back, flat back, slowly rise up to standing, and then just release the arms. Take a moment in Samastiti. And just feel. Maybe feel some warmth or tingling or sensation in that upper body. Got a little bit of joint exercises here. They're really underappreciated in the yogic system, but have a lot of benefits. So just start to rock the arms back and forth a few times. And feel again where the resistance is. And then we're going to change this movement. We're going to bring a fist and pump, and then release and pump. So as you're doing that, again, feeling just a little bit more now in the chest, continue to let momentum take you. Deep breathing. So when we move the joints in this way, again, increasing mobility. And also we begin to lubricate the joint, building some of that Shleshlaka kapha, the lubrication that's so important for the health of the joint. One more. And then just let the arms settle for a moment. And find Samastiti, notice sensation. And then just circles. So full range of motion. You can take the circles forward or back to start, doesn't matter. We're going to do both. It's always amazing to me that just simple arm circles can cause some discomfort or reveal some areas where there's been chronic contraction or even stagnation in the shoulders. Even sometimes letting go of some toxins that have been built up there. And then switch and go the other direction. So notice and then switch and go the other direction. Notice the opposite sensation. And then just let the arms settle for a moment and be still. So widen the feet a little bit, have the toes just slightly pointing out to the sides. So feet are slightly wider than hip distance apart. We're going to begin to rock and turn on the toes of the opposite side that you're moving to. And let the arms be heavy like a rag doll. And they're just going to wrap around the body as you swing. Again, another joint mobility practice here, but really good for the spine, bringing in that rotation. And then if you get a little more comfortable, you can keep your gaze forward, or just deepen the twist a little bit as you're moving back and forth. Good. And then again, just slowly let it settle and find Samastiti. Inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. Exhale, sink into chair. Continue to go down, keeping your knees bent, forward fold over the legs, and then inhale, send the arms back behind you like wings and let the palms face up. Then exhale the arms back through. Inhale, come back into chair. Keep the knees bent and repeat. Exhale, over the legs, navel in. Inhale, the arms behind you like wings. Exhale, just the arms come through, and it's an inhale as you come back up. I'll turn to my side as we continue. Exhaling over the legs. Inhale, arms behind you like wings, palms up. Exhale, arms through. Inhale, chair. Keep going with your pace, please. Maybe noticing a little more mobility there in the shoulders. Last one. And then inhale, slowly press up to standing. Bring the arms down by the side and just for a moment, feel. Now, if you have a wall nearby, it's helpful to utilize that. We're going to start with our left arm directly out from our shoulder. And then our side body is pressing into the wall. Palm is facing up, and the outside edge of the hand is into the wall. Now, to the best of our ability, keeping the side body anchored to the wall, we're going to rotate as much to the right as possible. Again, if the shoulder's really tight, you might really feel that here, as well as the chest, pectoralis major and minor, getting a nice stretch. Return to the breathing pattern, chest, ribs, belly, exhaling belly, ribs, chest. Utilizing a little of the warmth we just built there in that chair pose. One more. And then we'll switch and we'll do the other side. So right arm into the wall, right side body against it as much as possible, and then just rotate the body to the left while keeping the side body glued to the wall. And I definitely have one side tighter than the other, so you might find that in your own body. Just keep breathing, send the breath into that sensitive area. Navel hugs in and up on exhalation. Last one. And then just gently release, come back to standing at the front of your mat. You're going to do a little rotator cuff work here. So just make a gentle fist with your hands. Bring your arms out into like a box or right angle. And then you're going to inhale, bring the hands into a square position. And exhale, bring the arms back down. Good. Inhale, open up. When you get to the top, maybe a little squeeze there in the upper back. And exhale, and bring them down. If you prefer, you can do it with the palms open, opening up. We're just moving through all those muscle fibers in the back. Again, doesn't look like much on the outside. But after a few rounds, you really begin to feel it or feel some of the weakness that might be there. Tension. Keep breathing. One more. Good. And then just shake it out if you need to. And just to move that down the arm, go hold onto your fingertips like a waterfall. You're going to let your palm slowly press forward and feel that stretch all the way down through the arm. So this is just nice to let some of that pent up prana go. Just imagining it like a waterfall releasing from the body. One more breath here. And then switch. We'll hold on to the fingertips of the right hand. And again, like a waterfall, just let it peel open. Get that good stretch. It's always interesting to see what side is tighter than the other. Last breath here. Good. And then release. If you want to give a gentle shake to the wrists, go ahead. If you have that strap, now will be the time to use it. If you don't have a strap, anything else that you have that's similar, a men's tie is also helpful. So we're going to take the strap and we're going to wrap it around our hand once so that we have a nice little bind here. It makes it nice and secure. And then we want the shoulders to the arms. We want the strap to be shoulder distance apart. So if you hold on and pull out to the side, engaging the shoulders here, we see that we are at shoulder distance. So I'm going to turn sideways just to give a little bit better example. We're going to start slow with this. This takes a long time to go through this, but it's totally worth it, and you're going to be amazed at the challenge that it actually is. So coming up just to start, we'll begin at shoulder height. You're pulling on your strap, so there is that little bit of an engagement of the arms and a widening of the shoulder blades. And the goal here is really to maintain your breathing technique. So inhaling, chest, ribs, belly, exhaling, belly, ribs, chest. And the longer we stay, the more the sensation begins to build. So try your best to keep your face relaxed, your eyes soft, your jaw soft. Inhale, come up just a couple inches and stop. Continue to grip the strap, a few more breaths. Again, as we move incrementally here through the shoulders, we're going to access new areas. New areas of tension there we may not have been aware of before. Come up just a couple more inches. Breathe here. Another couple of inches. Stop and breathe. Face soft, jaw soft. It's okay if you're shaking a little bit. That's the, nervous system just working out the tension. Shoulders away from the ears. Now coming up another couple inches, stop. It's tempting to want to go all the way up. Don't do it. Stay with it. I promise the reward at the end will be worth it. Deepen your breath. Come up another couple inches, stop. So now really feeling some of that tremoring, that's okay. Maybe some deep sensation running through the arms. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. Come up another couple inches and stop. Breathe. Relax your shoulder heads into their socket because we're getting more vertical here. So we want to make sure that we're not gripping the upper traps or pulling the shoulders up by your ears. Take the arms up directly over the head. Now, for some of us, we may have already hit our end point there, where we had to bypass that acromion process in the collarbone to get the arms straight up. And you might feel a little winging of the shoulder blades out to the side. To do that, that's okay. That's normal. For others, we might be right at our peak. You might feel a little achiness there. That's okay. It's natural. Now, when we start to go behind the head, we might need to open our strap a little bit just to get that, again, that winged sensation there for the shoulders. But we don't want to open it too much, just enough that we can take the arms a little bit further back from vertical. Keep drawing the shoulders down the back. So now, as before, we had to work on really relaxing the tension in the face and jaw. Here, the body has a tendency or pattern to want to check in and activate the upper shoulders to take away the sensation. Don't let that happen. Keep the shoulders down your back, shoulder blades squeezing in and down. And go a little further down. You need to open your strap a little more. About another couple inches here. And all that shaking or tremoring that we might experience, just think of that as cleaning and clearing out. It's like the work that we need to do in order to remove the old to make room for the new. Make a little more space, go back a little further, another couple inches. You can play with your strap where you need it. And here now too, we're getting into a little bit more of the chest stretch. So if you're tight there, again, posture is so difficult these days. Not to mention the weight of the world that we often carry on our shoulders. Use your ujjayi. We're going to open up a little bit more, go back a couple more inches. Shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades down the back. And we have to keep reminding ourselves because the patterning in the body will just return to the gripping just out of habit. Widen your strap a little more, go back a little further. Now then I get to a point where I don't need to widen the strap anymore. I can go down another couple inches. If you're still widening the strap, that's okay to do that. So just listen to your body, what you need. Again, shoulders away from the ears. Deep breathing. And then as I come down a little bit more, now I actually need to narrow my strap. And then there's a point where it's just kind of ineffectual, so you can just drop the strap off to the side. And if you want to do a few shoulder rolls, just to feel that, but really just take in all the space and warmth and room there is now. And we know that just by standing with a tall spine and a relaxed body, we're standing in an energy or quality of confidence and inner strength. So those deep-seated patterns, whether they're postural or for some other reason, they really contribute to the quality of the thoughts of our mind, and vice versa, the mind and its quality of thoughts contribute to the shape of the body. All right, so from here, we'll make our way to the floor. You can either have big toes touching space between the heels or feet hip distance apart, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Again, just enjoy all that range of motion, and then exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Hands either on the shin or floor, but flat back. And then exhale, step back to plank position. And we have not done a full plank yet, so bring knees to floor. Lift the toes behind you. Squeeze your elbows tight into your side for chaturanga. Tops of the feet ground. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back for cobra. And then exhale and come down. We're going to scoot back a little bit on the mat. Turn the toes out, heels in. And Makrasana, coming into crocodile. Cross the forearms and place the forehead down. Just rest here for a moment. Very nice. We'll release the feet back into a neutral position and then come onto your back. All right, so bring your knees into your chest again. Give a little bit of a tug there. And then we're going to keep the knees into the chest, extend the arms out wide. You can place your palms flat for a little more stability. And just take the knees halfway to the left without coming all the way down. You can look over the right shoulder if you prefer. And then inhale, come back to center. And now exhale, take your knees halfway to the right. Inhale, back to center, halfway to the left. Inhale to center, halfway to the right. And one more. Good. Now knees are going to head over to the left. We're going to roll onto our left side body and bring our right arm down. Palms touch, so it's like you're closing the pages of a book. Now inhale, open the right arm up and rotate the navel to the right. Exhale here, Squeeze and rotate to deepen the twist. And then inhale, take the top arm up and over the head. Exhale, bend the elbow like a goalpost and squeeze it down towards the side like we started. Feel all that new space. Inhale, the top arm up and over the head. Exhale out to the side. Inhale here. And exhale, close the book. Good. Again, inhale, open up. Exhale, deepen the twist. Inhale, the top arm slides up over the head. Exhale, squeeze and bring the elbow down. Inhale, the top arm up and over the head. Exhale it back out. Inhale here, spread the chest, and then exhale and close the book. Let's repeat this on the other side. So just bring the knees over to the right. Left arm is going to come over, palms touch. Inhale, open that arm like opening the pages of a book. Exhale, deepen the twist. Inhale, top arm over the head. Exhale, bend the elbow like goalpost arms. Bring it down. Feel that deepening of the twist. Inhale, the top arm over the head. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale, across the chest. And exhale, close the book. Good. Again, inhale. Exhale, stay deep in the twist. Inhale, top arm over the head. Exhale, go post. Squeeze the elbow in. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for the inhale, breath all the way across the collarbones. And exhale and close the book. Good. Return back onto your back. And you can either grab onto the back of the legs, or you can hold on index, middle thumb around the big toe. Press up through the inner heel. Lengthen the spine, crown away from tailbone, and just feel now all that space and length. Relax the shoulders here. Spine fully supported. And then we'll just take a short Savasana. So if you have an eye pillow or a light piece of material, you can block out the light, or socks and sweaters if you need them. And then we're just going to take a few moments here to rest. Make sure that the palms are facing up. Shoulder blades are tucked underneath. You can feel all that space we've created. Feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Let go of the breathing pattern that we started with. And just let the mind absorb itself in sensation. So very slowly begin to deepen your breath. Let the sensation of breath draw the mind back to the present moment. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can gently roll your wrists and your ankles. And without rushing, pull your knees into your chest and curl to your right side into fetal for a moment. Just arm under the head as a pillow. Slowly placing your hand deeply into the earth, come back up into a seated position. And if you prefer, you can prop your sit bones up just for a moment or two here of meditation. We're going to begin with our hands placed on our heart, one palm on top of the other. And inhale, reach the arms out wide. Feel the breath move from the chest through the shoulders, arms, elbows, fingertips. Top of the inhale, hold. And continue to feel as if that prana extends beyond the fingertips all the way to the edges of the universe. And then when you need to exhale, gather all that energy back like a big bear hug and return it to your heart. Let's repeat that again. Inhale from the heart, out through the arms, the shoulders, the elbows, all the way to the fingertips. Top of the inhale, pause, hold the breath in comfortably, and continue to feel as if the prana were extending all the way to the edges of the universe. And then when you need to breathe out, or like a big bear hug, just gather all those resources back into the heart, empowering the heart. Good. Again, inhale. Hold at the top of the breath. Continue to see the prana expanding even beyond the edges of the universe. You need to exhale, gather it in, concentrating it, bringing it back to the heart. Good. 3 more, please. Keeping your hands at your heart when you finish. There's no rush. Take your time. Visualize there a wheel of orange light spinning clockwise. And then bring your hands to your heart, bow your head to your hands, return to the intention. And when we free up all this prana that was contracted or stuck or stagnant in the body, we now have more to utilize towards our goals and aspirations and our service to the world. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.